It's that time once again for Sports Tour on Enterprise Television. We are live and ready to take a tour of everything that's happening in the world of sports. I'm Joshiki Okoli, and here is our agenda for the day. We're going to look at the preview of Nigeria's game against Libya in the AFCON 2025 qualifier. And we're also going to take a look at the results of the international football games happening around the world, be it in the CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers, the AFC World Cup qualifiers, and of course the UEFA Nations League. Let's take a short break on Sports Store. When we return, it's going to be all about international football right here on Enterprise Television. Welcome back to Sports Store. I have here with me the dynamic sports producer and analyst Adriel Emini, and joining us virtually, I have Pius Ahamba. He is a sports presenter, a sports producer, and a sports content creator. Guys, welcome to the program. Adriel, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thanks for having me once again.
And Pius, welcome to the program as well.
Well, always a pleasure being here, Josh.
Definitely. So, well, let's start off with the fact that Super Eagles defender Olaoluwa Aina is optimistic ahead of Nigeria's doubleheader against Libya. The Nottingham Forest fullback believes the Eagles can secure maximum points in the two AFCON 2025 qualifiers against Libya's Mediterranean Knights. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Yeah, I think you said we're expected to beat everybody, and I think that's obviously the pressure the players put on ourselves also, you know. We're a good side, we're a good team, we're a big nation, so that's the pressure that we have to put on ourselves. Yeah, for this game, that's the aim, you know. We have to go there and win this first game, and also go and win the second game, and just come out with 6 points by God's grace.
Furthermore, the Nigerian Football Federation has rejected claims of poor treatment on arrival in Nigeria by the captain of the Libya senior men's team, Faisal Al-Badri, who said that they were treated poorly when they came over to Nigeria to play that fixture with the Super Eagles. The Nigerian Football Federation insists that the Libyan Football Federation created chaos for its own team, the Mediterranean Knights. NFF's Assistant Protocol Director, Mr. Emmanuel Ayobumi, said the Libyan Football Federation only informed the NFF that its team was landing in Port Harcourt and not Uyo, only 3 hours to the team's arrival. Ayobumi added that the Libyan delegation jettisoned road transportation arrangements made for them by the NFF and instead had vehicles of their own, stating that everything was provided for a smooth entry to Nigeria to play that fixture set to take place on Friday, October 11th, 2024. And finally, Nigeria's head coach Austin Eguavoen, who debuted as the senior national team manager in a Super Eagles game with Libya, which was a friendly played on 17th August 2005, is set to take charge of his 25th match as Nigeria's head coach in the 4 periods in his fourth tenure as the manager of the team. His first tenure ran from 22nd June 2005 to 6 February 2007. His second tenure was from 22nd July to 4th November 2010, and he was called up again for the 3rd time and was in charge of Nigeria's matches from 11 January 2022 to 29th March 2022. His current tenure began with the Super Eagles game against Benin Republic on 7th September 2024. And in his first match as Super Eagles coach, Nigeria won 1-0 in Tripoli against the Mediterranean Knights in 2005. Ejiro, let me start with you. Looking at this whole things that I've talked about, of course, Uyo is boggling, everywhere is gingered, everyone is fired up. Eguavoen is set to make a milestone, his 25th game as the Super Eagles manager in 4 stints. How do you think this is going to affect, or rather, or help the game, his tactics, and the Super Eagles?
I already feel they should already be used to it. Okay. Because this is 26th, right?
Yeah, 25th game. This is 25th game.
Sorry, 25th game.
In 4 stints, yeah.
In 4 stints. So yeah, he has already managed Nigeria before. He has coached Nigeria and managed them before. So they should already be used to his tactics. They should be used to everything he implements. And he's someone that is hardworking. He hasn't been lucky with us, so he has been coming and going so many times. But I feel they should already get used to it, and it's not going to affect us in any way possible. It's actually going to be useful to us because, as you can see, we're top of the table with 4 points.
4 points.
Libya only have 1 right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, Libya should be an easy game for Gabon.
Okay, so Pius, we saw what, or we heard, we read as well what the captain of the Libyan national team said. Al Faisal, he said that they were treated poorly. By the so we read and we heard what the Libyan captain Al Faisal mentioned, that they were treated poorly by the delegation of the NFF on arrival to the country. How do you think this, affects these 2 games against Libya? Because after this game against Uyo, we'll be heading over to Benin for the return fixture. Do you think that these guys are just trying to, stir up emotions for their own fans, so that when we go there, it's going to be a difficult ball game for us? How do you think this whole, you guys are not treating us well agenda is going to factor into not just Friday's game against Libya in Uyo, but also the return leg in Benin?
Honestly, when I actually saw the story or read the story, did not that a particular so that attitude or character as a whole, even in represent Nigeria on the continent, we hear of the things that, especially in the North African side of Africa, but in this part of the world, we treat our visitors very, very well. So when that news broke, I paid attention to it. But be that as it may, let's pretend as if that is true, or exactly true. I honestly think it is just something that that was blown out of proportion. I honestly don't think it was that bad. Again, we are not, you can't attribute such a character or attitude to Nigeria or Nigerians. So I probably think it will affect us. We are playing Libya. Even if we are let's even say we are being bad or we are being hostile to our visitors, I think without whatever shenanigans want to portray, we should be able to beat Libya home and away, regardless of where we are playing that game. It is Libya we are playing, and again, it is Libya. So I probably wouldn't read any meaning to that.
Okay. Do you think that we are? I think this one is to both of you guys now, Adrian and Pius. Do you think that Nigeria is well equipped to defeat Libya home and away, like properly defeating them? Because right now, this is no longer just a normal qualifier that is like a friendly qualifier.
Yeah.
Tensions are being heated up. I remember how it was when I was working with the Nigerian Football Club. We welcomed Al Masry to Nigeria, treated them very well, downloaded the Egyptian national anthem, played, gave them first-class treatment. And we went there, our players had to change in the team bus. They changed the stadium on the day of the game. So, yes, like Pius said, the North Africans are known to be hostile, especially when facing we in sub-Saharan Africa.
Yeah.
Do you think now it's going to change the dynamic of this game? Despite we being optimistic, they also being optimistic as well.
I'll firstly say, football, it has to do with mentally as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they are trying to, like you said, spice up the fans over there.
Yeah.
Because the fans affect how we play as well. So mentally, I don't know if they are trying to like turn us over or make us like mentally low or something. I don't know. But like Pius said, it should actually be easy for us to beat Libya home and away, whether it's mentally or physically. We should also beat Libya. It should be an easy thing for us. So I feel all these controversies that are happening right now, I just feel we shouldn't focus on them. We should focus on the game that is to come.
Pius, easy pickings for the Super Eagles against Libya?
Well, first off, to answer your question, I think we should also understand the fact that football is is, I think it's first mental before even physical. So they would eventually want to get into the head of the player. I'm talking about North Africans. That's exactly what they do, and I think it has been working for them for years. You would also force them because they've not done, they are not going contrary to the rules of the game. It is part of the game. You probably want to get into the head of your opponent and, of course, make them feel defeated even before the kickoff. And that's why you see some of our teams, even with heavy scoreline, every win right here in Nigeria, we are not even confident that they will proceed because when they go away, no matter how much, sometimes we win as much as 3-1, 4-1 right here in Nigeria, we go away and then we go collect for that place. It is because mentally those guys are better than us. They get into our head before the game starts, and that's why in fact we are always defeated before we leave this country. I recall talking to a player of MFMC many years ago when MFMC played one of their cup games in Lagos. They won in Lagos. And the guy was already defeated. The player was already defeated going away because of whatever he must have heard of North African countries. And truth be told, they went away even before the game started. They were already defeated. They collapsed like something else, and they came back home. So that's how these guys have built themselves over the years. And again, it has been well them. To the game today, I think it should be a winnable game, home and away. Even though in recent time I've actually not been confident of Super Eagles, but then it is Libya. Let's not forget that they're also having managerial crisis. The coach right now is somebody who just took the job not quite long.
And he's even scared of Super Eagles as well. Even though it might be mind games. Yes. We can hear you. I said he's even scared of facing the Super Eagles, and he has been complaining of the stars that we have and the fact that some of their own players are missing.
The coach also mentioned the fact that most players are playing for the Libya national team are home-based players.
Yes.
You can't play against professionals. Some of our players play in Bayer Leverkusen, in England, in Germany, everywhere, in Spain, and then we are playing against guys who are in Libya. I mean, it is Libya we're talking about. Exactly. I don't think they are that low yet. We are not where we used to be, but it is not against Libya now.
Of course. This is Coach Austin Eguavoen's 25th match as the coach of Super Eagles. And Eguavoen even said something this week that all his tenures as the national team coach has just been 6 weeks, 7 weeks. The only time that it got to 6 months, he won a bronze medal in 2006. Should a positive result against Libya, both home and away, guarantee Eguavoen staying for a longer period as the manager of the Super Eagles? Because the longest he's been as manager was 6 months, and we won bronze in 2006 in Egypt, a North African country as well. So, it's like the stars are aligning for Austin Eguavoen this time around, especially if he can, do the double over Libya and secure qualification to the AFCON straight up and then focus on World Cup qualifiers.
Well, I think even if they give him the job to take us to the next AFCON, I think he should be able to do that. Looking at the group we are in, I think the more difficult task, and of course where we would actually look at Eguavoen would be the World Cup qualification, and that's where our eyes are on right now. We are in a pretty easy group in terms of the AFCON qualification. Let's not forget that 2 teams will qualify from the group. But as bad, Nigeria will secure one of the spots in the group. So I don't think that should be a yes. Personally, I'm not convinced about the manager. I don't think because of what he has done in recent time, I think we should move on. I don't like this rotation. We're just moving around the circle, and of course, giving the same set of guys the opportunity to coach the Super Eagles. I think we should look beyond the Eguavoens, the Siasias, the Amunikes of this world. Let these guys fade away. Let's get new set of coaches. That's my opinion. But then, if the players and of course the NFF want to give him the job, we support him. And that's what we'll do. But then, all eyes will be on the World Cup qualification. AFCON qualification, I mean, look at the guys you are playing against. We should be able to hold our own against these guys. But that's bad. Even if you gather FFF players, you'll be able to beat Libya on the way. That's what I think anyways. But then, I think the World Cup qualification should be the main focus right now. That's if we are going to qualify anyways.
Okay, so do you think that we're going to qualify from this group easily and perhaps focus on the World Cup qualifiers with Austin Eguavoen as our head coach?
That should that should exactly be the plan, because
Okay.
we're facing Libya twice. If we beat them this week and beat them next week, we should already take the group. We've already secured qualification, first
Yeah.
or second,
Yeah.
either one. So coming out, we should also remember that we should come out from that group so that we can face a lesser team.
Yeah.
So I'm saying once we qualify from this group, Eguavon, I feel he can actually do the job.
Okay.
But if we don't want him to do the job, after he qualifies from, like, we qualify for the AFCON, maybe they can look for someone who can, like, technically take us into the World Cup qualifiers and take us far. Because, you know, we've already messed up in the World Cup qualifiers a lot. And we have to win most of our games, or even all of them, to at least secure a spot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel after AFCON qualifiers, after we qualify, we should focus on the World Cup qualifiers.
Okay, Pius, quickly, which players do you expect to start your own predicted starting 11 for this game against Libya? And scoreline as well.
Okay, I mean, we have our number one already. I think that's established. Tanu Abali should be in goal for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I think I'll play back four of Olaino. And of course, the captain of the side, Trustekong, would start for me. The person to deputize Trustekong is who I don't know, because we have a couple of guys who can actually do the job. So I'm not really sure. But if you ask me, I don't think Tanu Benjamin is a bad player to play Olaino and Trustekong in defense.
Okay.
Of course, I know he might probably not start, but I'm just saying, okay. And I could have Calvin Bassey play from the other side. Play from the other side. Then if I'm going to play a 4-3-3 in midfield, Frank Onyeka will start alongside Wilfred Ndidi in midfield. And I'll probably have maybe a lot of person will disagree, but I think it should be starting. As I'm talking about
Dele Bashiru.
Sorry?
Dele Bashiru. Fisaya Dele Bashiru. Or Alhassan Yusuf.
Yes, I think he should be starting in midfield. So those are my guys in midfield. Then up front, I think Alex Iwobi will start from the flanks. I'm not really convinced about. I think Alex Iwobi will start. I will play Ademola Lookman as my false nine. I have my reasons, because Victor Boniface has not really shown for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. He has not really played well for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I'll probably have Ademola Lookman play as a false nine, and maybe he can just rotate round or up front. And from the other side, I'll play Chidera Juke. That's my own 11. But I know probably this might be a bit controversial. The person will not agree with this 11, but that's how I think Super Eagles should line up.
Adriel, what's your prediction for the game?
I feel my prediction for the game, scorelines will be, it should be an easy 3-0 win.
3-0 win for Super Eagles.
For the Super Eagles.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
3-0 win for Super Eagles in Uyo, and in other games in match day 3 of the AFCON 2025 qualifiers. Namibia lost at home to Zimbabwe by a goal to nil. Cape Verde Islands lost to Botswana by a goal to nil. That was a shocker for Cape Verde in Praia. DR Congo defeated Tanzania by a goal to nil. Ghanaian brothers played a goalless draw against Sudan, and they might even miss the AFCON with the way things are looking for them. Algeria came from a goal down and trounced Togo 5-1 at home, and Burkina Faso defeated Burundi 4-1 out there. Other fixtures for the AFCON qualifiers: Equatorial Guinea will host Liberia, Zambia will take on Chad, Mozambique will do battle Eswatini, Madagascar will take on Gambia, Egypt against Mauritania, Benin against Rwanda, Cameroon against Kenya, Uganda will host South Sudan, South Africa will trade tackles with Congo, Tunisia versus Comoros, Gabon versus Lesotho, Angola versus Niger Republic, Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire versus Sierra Leone, Mali against Guinea-Bissau, Senegal against Malawi, Guinea against Ethiopia, and Morocco versus Central African Republic. In In other games that were played across the world in this international fixture, let's go over to the UEFA Nations League. Israel lost at home to France by 4-1. Italy played a 2-2 draw against Belgium. England lost at home at Wembley Stadium to Greece 2-1. Finland 1, Republic of Ireland 2, Austria 4, Kazakhstan 0, Norway 3, Slovenia 0, Latvia 0, North Macedonia 3, Faroe Islands and Armenia played a 2-2 draw. Gibraltar defeated San Marino by 1-0, and Moldova defeated Andorra by 2-0. In Asia, the World Cup qualifiers in Asia, Australia defeated China 3-1. Korea Republic, that's South Korea, defeated Jordan 2-0 away from home. Uzbekistan and Iran played a goalless draw. Qatar 3, Kyrgyzstan 1, Bahrain 2, Indonesia 2. Japan defeated Saudi Arabia away from home by 2-0. Iran defeated Palestine by 1-0. United Arab Emirates, the UAE, played a 1-1 draw against North Korea. Oman 4, Kuwait 0. And in South America, in CONMEBOL, Bolivia, 10-man Bolivia defeated Colombia by 1-0. Ecuador and Paraguay played a goalless draw. World champions Argentina were held away from home to Venezuela, and Chile lost at home after scoring first to Brazil 2-1. Endeavor to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Enterprise TV 7 on YouTube. Click the notification bell to get alerts on our new YouTube videos. You can follow us on all our social media platforms. We are Enterprise TV 7 on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Like, share, and engage with our content. And also visit our website, www.enterprisetvnews.com, where we give you all the hot stories on the go, the live updates, the exclusives, and the news you can use. Moreover, if you want to partner with us on Enterprise Television, you want to place your product on our platform, and for all sponsorship and advertising inquiries, kindly send a mail to enterprisetv7@gmail.com, or you can send a DM to our aforementioned social media handles. And before we go, let's pay our condolences to our fellow colleague, a journalist who lost his life during an attack on his way to Uyo to cover the AFCON 2025 qualifier between Nigeria and Libya. 6 of his crew members were also rescued by police in Anambra State after being kidnapped by suspected hoodlums. The journalists who were traveling from Lagos to Uyo were abducted on Wednesday along the Iseke Orlu Road in Ihiala local government area, Anambra State. May his soul rest in peace. And of course, a sad day for sports journalism in Nigeria. Ejiro and Pius, thank you for being a part of the program. Sad day for us in the industry, especially for us who travel. I've traveled to like 30 states in Nigeria, majorly via road to cover sports. So it could be anybody. So it's really a sad day.
Yeah, it is. Even working in this job, we take risk almost every time. It's cover news and get it to distribute to the people. Yeah. So it's really sad. Condolences to his family and friends.
Pius?
It's a sad one for the sporting fraternity right here in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beyond some of the guys who are behind the scene. It is people like you and I they see on the screen, but those who are behind the scene actually do a lot of work. And if you notice, most of the guys that were abducted, and of course, some of the guys that have to go through this, we are some of the guys behind the scene, the cameramen, the sound engineers, the makeup artists, all of these guys, those are traveling on that particular. So shout out to those guys who work behind the scene. And of course, we know that we as journalists appreciate them. And sports fans also should know that there are guys who actually control this thing behind, and not only those that they see on the screen. So rest in peace to the man who lost his life. And thanks for having me on the show once again.
Okay, thank you very much, Pius. Once again, may the soul of Mr. Kola Omoniye rest in peace. I'm Josh Okoli, and of course, on behalf of everyone here at Enterprise TV, I want to thank you for the privilege of your time. Until we meet again, it's goodbye and hasta luego.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.